Welcome back to another episode of Mobility Monday. I'm Jeff Blanchard and speaking to you from Salem, Oregon, Therapeutic Associates. Thank you for joining us again today to learn a little bit about how to decrease your pain and improve your quality of life through movement. Today's topic is what exercises are best to strengthen my core. So the last time I spoke with you, we talked about the different muscles of the core and what makes up the core. We talked about how the core is on the front side, the core is on the back side, and the core is all the way around your trunk. So I wanted to give you just a few examples of some things that you can do to improve core strength. I do want to tell you though, if you try some of these exercises and it gives you pain, don't do the exercise. Since you haven't been screened by me or by another physical therapist, that's one of the most important things about physical therapy. We can look and see where you are and what the problem is, and we can give you a specific exercise to help address that problem. My hope is that you can make a good decision based on how you feel if this exercise is good or not for you to do. So make sure it's comfortable when you do it. So we're first going to start off with an exercise to address the front part of your core. So for that, we're going to be going to the floor. So I'm going to give you two different examples of some exercises that you can do for the front core. The first one is one of my favorites. This is just a plank. So with a plank exercise, you're going to be down on the floor on your elbows. I'm going to show you a beginner level plank and then a little bit more of an advanced level plank. So the beginner plank is a knee plank. With the knee plank, you're going to be in this position. So you're on your elbows and you're on your knees. Your knees are bent and so your toes are off the floor. Here's your position. You want to make sure that as you're doing a plank that you're breathing normally, that you're not holding your breath. And then also you want to make sure that your butt's not up in the air. This is cheating. You want to stay all the way flat so you're in this position. Your elbows are going to be right underneath your shoulders and you should really just feel this in your abdominals here. So feel your abdominals work as you're holding this position. You might say hold this for 10 seconds, 20, 30 seconds. If you feel like you're starting to lose your back position, if you start to sink down and you're losing your back position, you need to make sure you're done and give yourself a break before you go back and try another one. The more advanced core strength plank is here. So you're going to be on your toes and your elbows. So holding this position. Same, everything that I spoke about before applies to this. Make sure you're breathing normally. You're keeping your back straight. You're not straight up in the air. You're not sinking down toward the ground. You're going to be right in the center, holding yourself in this position. All right, so that's example number one for anterior plank. Another thing that you can do for the front of your body is lie on your back. And then from this position, you're going to contract your abdominal muscles here. And then what you can do is you can straighten a leg out, bring it in, straighten the leg out, bring it in. So you're just going to go back and forth, leg out, leg back in. You want to make sure that nothing moves in your trunk. You don't arch your back. You want to make sure your back is not arching. You're going to keep your back solid in place. Your abdominals are working. In my last episode, I talked about what a diastasis recti is. If you do have one of those, you can place your hands on your belly and hold it together. And if you're holding that diastasis recti together, then you can do this exercise and do it safely. So back and forth. More advanced form of this exercise is get the legs off the ground and then bring a leg out and back in and out and back in, keeping your abdominals strong and keeping your body from moving. Okay, so that's anterior chain. Something that you can do for the sides of your body, my favorite exercise to the side is what I call a half side plank. So with the half side plank, you can get into your elbow, come up into this position here, and then be strong through your core and hold your body position. Straight line through your body. My bottom leg is bent, my top leg is straight. You want to make sure that you have a straight line that goes through your legs here. And so then you would hold this position for, again, 10 seconds, 20 seconds. If you want a more advanced level, you can lift the top leg and maybe lift and lower the top leg a few times and make sure you don't move your body around. You keep it nice and strong through your core up in this position. The reason I like this exercise is not only does it hit your core through here, it also hits your hip. which strengthens your hip, which is actually another piece of your core. Another core exercise that you can do is what we call a bird dog. With the bird dog, you're in this position. This is going to be hitting the back side of your back and your glutes. So you're going to go from here, keeping your back flat, and you're going to straighten one leg out, hold that for a 5 count, bring it back in, straighten the other leg out, hold for a 5 count, bring it back in. Make sure you don't twist your back like this. No rotation, it's all just in the hip. The hip out, hip back, hip out, hip back in. If you're more advanced, you can try adding an arm to this. So leg and arm, hold that position for 5 seconds, switch, and hold the other side. I wouldn't do that one until you feel really stable with the first one. The last example that I'll show you is an exercise that you can do with a ball, and these are Supermans. Okay, so with this, you're going to be taking the ball. You're going to place your feet up against the wall. The ball is going to be right up against your thighs, and then you're going to come out on top of the ball. You want to make sure there's space between your feet, so you have some width between your feet, and so you've got some stability. Feet against the wall will make you feel more stable. And then you're just going to hover your hands off the ground and hold your position. So this is actually what we call a skydiving position right here. Hold for, say, about 10 seconds, and then you can relax. And then you can go back again and hold for 10 seconds. And then relax. More advanced is a true Superman, coming up into this position. So this is much, much harder to hold. So this is the easy form. So you can hold this position. If the other one's too hard, arms down by your sides, and then relax. That can be an easier level of this exercise to do. So thanks again for joining me for today's Mobility Monday. And if you have any questions, or if you run into pain or problems with these, give your physical therapist a call so they can better address those issues and give you appropriate exercises. If you enjoyed our episode today, please subscribe to our channel or give us that like so we know that we're doing a good job. If there's something that you'd like to hear about, you can go ahead and leave a comment and let us know, and we'll try to do an episode on your idea. So until next time, remember, motion is lotion.